My top, Tampa Bay, let's roll, it's game day. Rays on the diamond, bolts in the sky, Bucs on the goal line, Bulls ride or die. From the tailgate top to the bright field glow, you know where to go. It's the JP Peterson Show.
All right, welcome in to a post-baseball deadline edition of the JP Peterson Show here on this Tuesday. Back to our normal time. Hope you guys are all catching up. We got a few folks already watching in. Comments are coming in, so I know you're there. Appreciate you guys kind of going with us, flexible for these training camp dates, because that's what we got to do. We got to do to get you the best content. That's what we got to do. We got a night practice tonight, Timmy, in the indoor facility. So we will be out there tonight getting all the interviews. Bring those back to you tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, 10 to noon.
Still raining?
It is not still raining this morning. But
all I heard when Big O was on the show yesterday was the raindrops hitting the top of his car.
Yeah, it was nonstop yesterday. The deluge continued. And yesterday morning was just like incredible. But hey, they got some work in the rain, which is good. They probably need that a little bit for September games. We might have to handle some of that. So they did a little bit of that. But when it got just crazy, they moved everybody inside. But everybody was all soaking wet by then. So you know when you come inside in the air conditioning after you've been out and you're just wet, because the guys didn't get to change at all. Yeah. And their cleats are still squishy and everything. So, but anyway, nobody got hurt. Thank God.
Everybody's going to have the flu now.
Yeah. God, I hope not.
Great, here we go.
We're not that soft. Good God. A little bit of rain ain't going to kill you. All right, we're going to get to all the baseball stuff. The Rays very, very active at the deadline yesterday, adding some nice pieces, no question about it. Did they go top of the line? No, they did not. But what was the cost for some of those other players? We'll never know, or maybe we'll know. I don't know. But it was obviously to the Rays too much, and away they go with an improved lineup, no question about it. They made the moves that's going to definitely help the pitching staff. I think the only thing they didn't get was another bat, an infielder. But for deadlines, this one's pretty good for the Rays, and where they sit, all in all, you got to be really happy with what's going on with the Rays. So we'll get. By the way,
I got an answer to your question that you asked me right before we came on the air.
What was that?
About Nick Fortes, why he didn't catch?
Yeah.
Apparently it was just due to the trade deadline roster transitions. Apparently maybe he was on the block. With Fakasha going to the Dodgers, and Hicks coming in.
Right.
Hicks wasn't scheduled to join until today. They just needed a temporary guy, so they brought up Piper.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke on the internet about Hunter Goodman and the Rays. And I got to believe that was, as we described yesterday, a big-time, high-stakes poker game.
Yeah.
And in the end, the Rays did not end up giving up their top prospects for anybody. Michael Forret went out, who I think is going to be a really good starter. But you get a piece, back that's key to this run, which I think is absolutely what you should have done. But what could have been, Hunter Goodman is a 30-plus home run guy. 2 years in a row that he's done it. He's up to 33 now. Now, right on cue, he looked like shit last night behind the plate, bouncing balls to second base. To the point where he almost hit his catcher or his pitcher in the head a couple times. And they were actually discussing, is he trying to throw on one hop to second base? Because that's 3 in a row.
One hop in it.
Yeah, it was, so maybe he is. I don't know. But he did not look good behind the plate. Had a couple of bad strikeouts as well, but he is what he is. He's a 2-time All-Star, 6 multi-home run games as a catcher. That has not been done since a guy by the name of Mike Piazza has done it. The dude has legitimate power, and he's 26 years old, and he's learning at the catching position and getting better. He's a 2-time All-Star. And then the Rays just did not feel comfortable giving up what Colorado wanted. And in the end, Colorado keeps that guy who's a cornerstone to build around. There's no question about that. But they missed an opportunity to absolutely reload their farm system. I have to imagine that the Rays were offering probably 3 top 20 prospects, but they didn't do it. And you can debate that. We can debate that as we sit here. Look, in terms of, and by the way, we're going to do some Bucs here. I got some interviews from yesterday that some of you may not have heard. Some really good stuff with Alex Anzalone and Ruben Bain yesterday. So we want to get to that. Maybe a little Kate Otten. So we got Bucs covered. We'll do a little a chat about Josiah Trotter, who's really, I think, coming on in this training camp. But back to the Rays. So, and I went back and forth with a lot of folks last night because, I put out when they got Liam Hicks, like, hey, love this ad. Really good player, right-handed or left-handed bat, can get right and give us some protection for Caminero, which we've been asking for. The guy can hit, no question about it. But he has not been their starting catcher in Miami for a lot of different reasons. Joe Mack is their starting catcher. He's we're talking about platooning him with Fortes. Okay, that's fine. Fortes has been hitting great. You don't want to sit him on the bench. That doesn't make sense. But exposing Liam Hicks as a catcher on a regular basis defensively, what's that going to look like? So I think Hicks is a fantastic ad. Don't get me wrong, like many people did on, like, oh, you want Fiducia back? No, I don't want Fiducia back. I'm not saying that he's not better than Fiducia. What I'm saying is he's not Hunter Goodman. Oh, well, Goodman strikes out too much. Okay, all right. Liam Hicks is at 2 seasons and he hasn't even been a starter. Okay, the guy, I love his bat. I absolutely love his bat. But is he an everyday starter? And if we're going to make a big move for a catcher, I'd like the guy to be an everyday starter and have proven that on the big league level, which is what Hunter Goodman has proven. 2-time All-Star. Did I mention that? He's doing things from the catching position in terms of hitting that haven't been done since Mike Piazza. So this is a different level of player than Liam Hicks. That was my only point. And I'm not. I know this might sound like I'm complaining about it. I'm not. I think the Rays did really well. If I'm giving them a grade for the deadline moves, I'd say it's a B plus. And they did not give up a lot of their prospects, which, as we made the point yesterday, they could do that. Salary cap's going up. I mean, salary floor is going to go up. I think we can predict that as far as future baseball goes. And you've got a ton of prospects. You got to pay somebody. So you need players to extend. You need players that are going to be here for a long time. And that's the thing about Hunter Goodman. He's not a rental. Neither is Liam Hicks, but he wasn't a rental. This is a guy that you were going to have for control of for another 4 years.
Yeah, long-term control here.
Long-term control and then want to extend at some point. So they didn't do the deal, and I don't know what was asked for, so it's hard for me to say, why didn't we make that deal? We didn't get Skubal. We didn't want to give up our best prospects. That to me is a little, I think we need to trend more towards giving away those prospects in a situation where the American League is mediocre. You're going to get your stadium deal. I'm very confident of that. It just seems to me they could have gone bigger. But they went bigger than they've ever gone. So, I mean, I don't ever remember them getting, 4 guys, but 3 guys, 3 key pieces at the deadline. I don't think we've ever done that. And they added payroll, which is something we've rarely done.
Shocking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about the deadline deal, but it sounds like I'm complaining. What I'm saying is it could have been bigger. I think this was a time to make a bigger splash. But again, I love what they did. I think they really, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Liam Hicks does in terms of thickening up this lineup. I think it's going to be significant. And I think he'll get some time at first base and DH as well to get him as many at-bats as you possibly can.
You're still looking at a platoon situation, though, at catcher.
Right. I mean,
Hicks can't hit lefties. Hicks cannot. You can't start him against lefties.
I feel like the fan base is like, oh, we got this Liam Hicks guy is the greatest. And I'm like, whoa, let's bump the brakes now. And then people like say, "Oh, he's just as good as Hunter Goodman." Come on now, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? So and here's the thing, I just think, and this will be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why can't we have nice things in Tampa? Why can't we have nice things? It always seems like we're fucking shopping at Walmart all the freaking time. And listen, I love Walmart. I go all the time. I get stuff there. But I'm just saying, but I would much rather be shopping at other places. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like this market is big enough where we can make big splashes. But here we sit. We don't want to pay our franchise quarterback. We don't want to pay our best defensive player. We don't make the big splash deals when we're in first place. We don't do that. We don't make the big splash. Yeah, we got Tom Brady. Well, he came on a cheap deal. He got marked down. And then we went shopping. It was like in Neiman Marcus, but it was definitely on the clearance rack. I don't know why, but it was. So I can't even go out and say we made a big splash from a monetary standpoint. Now,
did you improve the team, though? The team has improved.
Yes,
there's no question about that.
Well, I know I'm whining like a bitch.
Yeah,
and this is not more. This is kind of more of a not just a Rays thing. It's a market wide thing. It's like, why can't we just get the fucking stadium done? Right? Why everybody else gets this shit done easy? Right? Why can't we go out and be the team that gets Schoolball or Hunter Goodman? Why can't we go out and get the big free agent in the NFL? Instead, we go get Muhammad and Anzalone, who I love, but I wish he was 5 years earlier. I'm just saying.
I get it.
Right? Can I not be a little bit
envious? It's coming off a bit whiny, but it is a completely valid argument. It is a valid argument.
It's like, I wanted the leather trim. I just wanted top of the line. Forgive me.
You sound a little like Luke Skywalker in the first Star Wars movie. Not gonna lie. Just a little whiny.
Is anybody else with me on that? Anybody else? Am I the lone ranger on this one? I just want to turn on ESPN and go, oh, the Rays just got Hunter Goodman. Wow, what a move. They just got Schoolball. Wow, what a move. I mean, we felt like that when we got Brady. No question about it. Yeah. But that just seemed like, that
was at a discount though, too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Glazers paid him $25 million a year. It's like, what? I think we're worthy of that. The Lightning, yeah. They go top shelf. When they went to get Gensel, he was the best guy on the market. We got him. Doesn't seem that the Rays and the Bucs do that. I'm just saying.
It's valid.
All right. That's all right. Let's get into it. Like who these guys are.
But look, after all of that, JP.
Yes.
Your Rays are the favorite to win the AL East.
Okay.
And they are legitimate ALCS contenders, I think. More than they were before. They were before, but now I think even more.
Mm-hmm.
Peralta raises the rotation ceiling, I think, right?
I think Snyder gets him right back to all-star Peralta. All-star.
Yes, and Hicks will lengthen your lineup.
Yeah. And Hicks
will
thicken the lineup, no question, against righties, who we'll see most often.
Wells can be a late-game weapon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, he's good.
Yeah.
What is he, 6'7", 270?
Gigantosaurus.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he makes our power forward spot much better. Much better. Absolutely. He could even play a little left tackle if we need him to. So, yeah, I mean, that's a great ad. We needed a bullpen arm. So, look, we needed a bullpen arm. We got one. Really good setup guy. could even close for you, whatever. High leverage situations. Big deal. We got Peralta, who I think is going to be fantastic in the rotation, and watch his changeup use go through the roof. And with that fastball, I think he's going to be really, really good. And Hicks, listen, at that, and the way Fortes is hitting, we're still deficient in defensive catching. We are not good. And not saying Hunter Goodman would have elevated that tremendously. He's probably better than Hicks, but he's no great shakes. You saw that last night. He wasn't good last night, but he's better than that, than what he showed last night. But is what it is. So I think we vastly improved this team, but I'm still concerned about the offense. Concerned about, because with Fortes, who's going to be playing half the time, right, whatever, we were still struggling to score runs. Now, so Liam will pick it up, and I hope he'll get more at bats. But again, what does he hit against lefties? I was looking for his splits.
213.
Oh, good. Lord, that's not good. That's not good. So he feasts on right-hand pitching. So we got a platoon catcher, and everybody's going bananas.
Yep.
Okay.
213 against lefties with a 569 OPS. Against righties, 305 with 12 home runs.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
Why you can't start him against lefties unless you can fix them.
So, but see, that's what I'm saying is it feels like the Rays, a lot of Rays fans are brainwashed. that they feel like we're not good enough to have, to make that big move. Oh, we don't want to give up our prospects. We don't want to give. Well, at what point is the future now? If you don't make moves now in this situation where the American League is down and you have an opportunity to really, and not just for this year, but get a guy who's, going to be your catcher for 10 years that you can really, really build around. And somebody said, oh, with those Colorado numbers. Well, you know what? He hits as many home runs this year. He's hit more on the road than he has at home. And over his career, I think it's about 48% on the road. So it's not the Colorado air. The guy hits him on the road. He hits him at home. So again, love what they did, but I sometimes feel like the fan base is like, oh, we got this guy and that's awesome. No, it's good. It's not top of the line. And we feel like, oh, we can't. Can we not want more? Can we not want more? And I'm getting like what do you want to give up to get the guy? I'm like, a lot. I want to give up a lot.
Yeah, whatever it takes, right?
That's what other teams do. That's what the big boys do. And I know we don't have that payroll yet that's going to fill in where our prospects were supposed to play or vice versa. I get all that. But we have to move into a new era. The floor is going to be $150, $160 million. We can't just keep prospects and play them all the time to make money. Those days are over. And we've got to adjust our thinking. That it's not just going to be prospects that make this organization great because they can come up and win regular season games for cheap. We're not doing that anymore. Nobody can do that anymore. That's going to change with this CBA. I might be wrong. They may not be able to get that, but, we'll see. But I think anyway that this team should be moving towards, and that's what they've said, as a new ownership group, they're moving towards at least average payroll with the new revenues from the new ballpark. And attendance is up significantly. Now they're spending a lot more on marketing, but not on this show because we haven't asked them. They're not paying me.
Popular belief.
They're not paying me. So yeah, I like the moves, but I'm also a little whiny about. I want to be with the big boys. I think we're worthy of that.
You want the star power name like the Dodgers have, is what you want. The household recognizable names.
I'm not stupid enough to say, I want what the $450 million payroll. I know we're not, I get that. I'm just saying every once in a while. And if there was ever a time to do it, and listen, I think Neander really worked it hard. I mean, the smoke around this deal, the fact that Fortes didn't play, they had to bring up our boy Kenny Piper. Congratulations, Kenny Piper, on your major league debut. Yeah. From Double-A, and he gets a hit in his first game, walks his first time, scores a run, was pretty good behind the plate. I mean, kid did all right. That's a big moment. Yeah, that's a big moment, though. I mean, can you imagine, like, they fly you into Colorado out of AA. You're sitting in a hotel waiting, and they're like, all right, kid, you're up. Holy shit. You know, you go out to your major league debut. He laid off some tough pitches. But in general, though, the Rays last night win 13-9. You know what cures a slump? You want to talk about a slump buster? Mike Lorenzen, the pitcher last night, was the highest ERA of any starter in baseball, and you're at Coors Field. I mean, that's a tonic. That is a slump buster, baby.
Combination right there.
That is exactly what you were looking for. That is A-plus Mark Gray slump buster right there. And he delivered big time. Just throwing fat pitches to Junior Caminero, just destroying them, hitting 422-foot home runs. Left field, right field, it doesn't matter. Away we go. Scored 13 runs, exactly what this team needed. And, boy, Kevin Cash, you can see him. He was excited. He was excited. It was like, wait, we get the worst pitcher in baseball in Coors Field? That's exactly what we were hoping for. And they got it. And they took advantage of it last night, and they won 13-9. So it was fun to watch. Aranda had 4 hits. Everybody was hitting last night. But and the debut of Kenny Piper, that was pretty cool. So look, I mean, only a whiny ass bitch would complain about in in the least about what's going on with the Rays. But here I am. So anyway, now I love what they did. I'm excited about the next 2 months. I would really interested to see how this is going to come together. If you're putting, gun to my head, I'm saying we don't have enough offense. We don't have enough offense to do it. I still don't think this lineup is good enough against elite pitching. But we'll see. Let's go get them, boys. Let's go get them. I'm all in. I'm excited.
The bottom line here, JP, is that you are better off than you were a week ago.
Hell yeah. Significantly.
You're significantly better off. And you didn't give up any of your top prospects.
You're right. That's right.
Your farm system is relatively untouched.
Forret's the only one that I would want, but again, I want to give away guys to get good stuff in return, and we did that. Fine with it. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, but again, is keeping our prospects the goal? That's not the goal. The goal is to win the World Series. Keeping our prospects is not the goal, and sometimes that's what it seems like. That's all I'm saying. That always seems to win the day. And I totally get it. Under the old regime, that's what you had to do, or that's what you wanted to do. You didn't have to do that. You could have spent more money. We've litigated that. But so I was hoping that there would be a departure from that philosophy. And I think to some degree there was. I mean, they made 3 big moves. So incrementally, baby steps. Did I want them to go from, Walmart to Neiman Marcus? Yep, I sure did. And that didn't happen. We got to Target. At least we got to Target. So, baby steps.
First place, JP. First place.
Baby steps. Yeah. All right. That's cool. All right. Let me get to some of you guys, especially our Petermans. Go to YouTube and become a subscriber at the Peterman or VI Peterman level. By the way, check your email boxes today. We'll be sending out the schedule for all of your benefits and what's coming your way. So we were working on that last night. Looking forward to doing some post-game, all the Bucs games. For you members, we will be doing a private post-game chat for home games after I get done talking to the players and the coaches. I'll come on from the field with you guys for like 15 minutes. You can ask questions. And we'll do that as part of the membership plan. So looking forward to doing that. We'll do a couple for training camp as well. And then we're looking at our first event. It's going to be, I think we're still solidifying this, a watch party for the Bucs opener against the Bengals. So that's what you get. So go sign up. And then you get your comments read right off the bat. Like Alejandro says, good morning, Rays fans. What a trade deadline. And I will say this, probably the best deadline in franchise history. We got a lot of the pieces we needed without giving up a lot. I'm excited for them. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And I'm still bitching. Good morning, Senor Hamon and the Peterman and the Peter ladies from our Pooh Shiesty. He says, not what I would have hoped for, but I'm happy with the moves the Rays made. Hopefully we can make a good run into the playoffs. I think he is echoing my sentiments there. So I'm not alone, Timmy. I'm not alone.
I think you would be.
We could want for more. Alejandro also adds, sorry to you, Timmy, that you're stuck with those contracts because I was shocked that DeGrom said no to the Braves trade. Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Also just said no to a trade. I don't know who it was with.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of guys like that not wanting to be involved in the postseason.
I mean, I can understand not wanting to go to Atlanta. I mean, nothing to do with the Braves. It's just a horrible city. But, I mean, whatever. Take that for what you want.
Hey, I lived there.
I know you did.
Listen, I think like any city, there are parts of it where you'd rather not go. But I think, where they, if you want to live in the northern counties and
where the stadium is great.
Live in Buckhead and play there. I mean, that ain't too bad. Ain't too shabby, partner. I think they got a pretty good setup. But I mean, but more than that, it's like you don't want to go play playoff baseball. You don't want to be involved in the World Series.
I don't get it, man.
I think, listen, dude, it's comfort. Like these guys, it's not like the old days, man. It's like I'm making $45 million. I got a beautiful home here. I'm not gonna. You don't make a whole lot of extra money in the postseason, right? For these guys, the postseason money is tip money. It's like, why do I want to go bust my ass when I could just? We're out of it. I got a nice Italian vacation coming up. I got a villa in Tuscany I've already rented. Get the fuck out of here, Braves.
Villa in Tuscany.
I kind of think that maybe is the thing.
I'd love to have a villa in Tuscany.
Yeah, well, that's what these people do.
Me and Diane Lane can go make babies together.
Yeah. What else we got here? I want to get to some baseball related. Pooh Shiesty says we're on track to be the number 1 seed, and the AL is mediocre. If our pitchers do their job, we have a real shot to get to the World Series. I agree. Bucs Skull Game says great win by the Rays last night. Bucs Basement says we got it. Now he's always bitching like me, so maybe he's in my camp.
Is he as much of a downer with the Rays as he is with the Bucs?
He's just a very negative person in general.
A downer.
He's a downer, dude. But we love you. So we got to start. We need those people too. We need.
Yeah, we do. We got to have balance.
Yes. We can't have all Alejandros. We got a starter, reliever, and a catcher. Was it a good deadline? Yes. But once again, we're missing our biggest hole, and the second base is still an issue and may bite us in the postseason. Yep. What was the price for a rise? Even though again, I would like someone with a little bit more pop. I forgot to look with the price, what they gave up. Phillies gave up to get him in terms of the prospects. Buckin 220 says, I'm disappointed. We needed more offense at the deadline, and we just didn't get that. If we lose in the postseason, it will be a 3-1 game that our offense couldn't get going. I agree with you. I don't think we did enough offensively. Sergio Biltres says, overall, the Rays had a good trade deadline without giving up too much of their farm prospects, in my opinion. Again, are there other fan bases that go, hey, at least we didn't give up the farm? Are there? Is that what? Are there a lot of fan bases that get excited about keeping their prospects? Is that something they do in Texas, Timmy, at the deadline?
No.
I don't think I've ever read stories of like, in Philadelphia, they're happy they didn't give up all their prospects.
No, but the problem is in Texas, we end up giving up our best prospects for not enough. That's the issue.
Right. Okay.
But here's your haul on Arias. This is what the Giants sent him and Caleb Killen to Philadelphia, to the Phillies for a pair of pitchers.
I have no idea who those guys are. Are they top prospects?
They're prospects, yes.
Are they top prospects? Are they top 10?
They're top 20 prospects.
Okay. Doesn't seem like a lot.
Nope.
For Arias, 2-time batting champion who's, Okay. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Bucket 220 says this year was the opportunity to push chips in, doing better than expected. Weak LA, superstars on cheap contracts, loaded system, new ownership, relocation talks. If this wasn't the year, then when? Yeah, it's well said, man. It's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't want to sound like a bitchy, whiny elitist, because Lord knows I hate those people with a passion. But from a baseball standpoint, that's kind of what we're saying. Bonaventure says, what are the Rays doing by hoarding prospects? Why can't Neander make it a trade outside of the Stu pipeline minus Baltimore? What are they afraid of? Why can't you can't get complacent while in first place? Wow. Actually, there's actually more people in my camp than I thought, Timmy. Shocked by that.
It's not surprising.
Muslim Adam Sandler says Hunter Goodman was never available. Was only ever mentioned as a possibility a few weeks ago. No serious talks were ever reported by any team. I saw plenty of reporting
I saw a
about
lot.
it. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And I saw some reports last night from people I trust that the Rays were in deep negotiations. But you never know. You never know. But I think that statement that you made is false, as are many of your statements. Aviation says, as much as it pains me to say, can you trust a Muslim Adam Sandler? Hell no. As much as it pains me to say, the Saints might be much improved this season. All right, we'll get to football next segment.
Favorites to win the division, by the way.
Get out of here. The Saints?
Yep.
On what book?
All of them.
The New Orleans books? No, not all books.
Caesar's Casino in New Orleans.
I'm going to AI that on the break. I think you're wrong. Yeah, exactly. Caesar's in New Orleans. That's about the only book you'll find they have their favorites. Whatever. All right, here we go. Douglas Batista, another one of our members. You get your comments read first. Say, glad they got Wells for bullpen. The Durham shuffle of arms, along with picking up DFA guys, is rough. If they can get Manny Rodriguez back, that will make the pen even stronger. Where is Boyle? Haven't heard much from Boyle. Lux just got moved to the 60-day, and he played shitty at Durham anyway. So he's still bothered by the shoulder injury. So that's not happening. And we couldn't even use him as a trade chip, which kind of sucks as well.
Not has condition.
Yeah. Bucket said the best deadline the Rays have had, it just wasn't enough. This was the year. Yeah, agreed. Rick says, JP, when you always shop at Dollar Tree and then go to Target, it can be overwhelming. Neander was in new territory. Yeah, you get a little sticker shock. You know, you're like, hey, I got that toothpaste for $1.25. Now you want $4? For what? Same shit. You always wonder, is that dollar store the same stuff, though? Is it?
I don't think it is.
Man,
I haven't been in a dollar store in 20 years, maybe 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I stay away from those things.
I'm just cheap.
Alejandro
says the Red Sox got fleeced by the Orioles for Adley Rutschman, and all due respect to everyone who wanted him. He's too much injury prone, and there might be upside, but it's not worth it.
I don't know. Yeah. A lot of people wanted him.
You know, and I turn on ESPN, and it's like, oh, the Red Sox got Adley Rutschman. Switch hitting catcher. No, he starts for his team, by the way. Unlike Liam Hicks. I don't want to dog Liam Hicks. I don't want to dog him. I'm dogging you guys that think he's Carlton Fisk, okay? He's not.
Remember who else you dogged when he was acquired in the offseason?
Nick Martinez.
How'd that turn out?
I was wrong. Listen, I'm not saying Hicks is bad. That's not what I'm saying. He's a good bat. He's great. But a lot of you guys are treating him like, again, he's Pudge Rodriguez. He ain't.
Anzalone's going to have a career year because you dogged him when they signed him.
I hope so. But I'd rather have a 27-year-old than a 34-year-old. Call me crazy. Pooh Shiesty says Tampa can't have nice things because we need to save money for fire trucks.
My God, have mercy on this.
You can't have fire trucks that are over 5 years old. We need new ones.
Ridiculous.
Michael LaRue said Scuball wanted to go to the Dodgers and will likely re-sign there. Every team knew that, and that's why they let him go to L.A. Plus, it helps the owner's argument for a salary cap. Yeah, there's something there. There's something there. And the fact that he went on Friday instead of waiting for the deadline, as Orestes mentioned, but didn't want to call it a conspiracy theory, I had to help him with that because you know that.
Oh, conspiracy theories.
Yes. Alejandro says, JPY, you are right to an extent, but baby steps, Boppy, because this deadline is more than what we have ever done in our franchise history. If Stu was still the owner, we wouldn't make any of these. I know. I get that. I totally understand it. But I think there's good arguments on both sides here, you know? And maybe, you know, for Neander, it's like this team is overachieving. We know that. If we really wanted to compete, I'd have to go way in. And I don't want to, there's another time I'm going to hold my powder until next year, maybe, or the year after. It's always next year. So anyway. All right. Devin Garnett says, JP, I love you, but don't agree with your Rays take. This is the best trade deadline in franchise history. Can't get everything all in 1 year. We're trending upwards. Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying I want more. I just want more. Is that so bad? Buckin says, Devin, both things can be true. It can be the best deadline in history, and it can also not be enough. This year had everything set up for us to do more. If not now, then when?
And how do we know Neander didn't try to do more?
Oh, he did. I think he did. He did. But in the end, if you don't pull the trigger, you don't get credit.
Maybe the asking price was too much.
Who's to say what's too much?
Him?
He's not always right.
I get it. Ownership? I'd put a cap on some of these things.
Could have, but I doubt it. I don't think they. Well, here's the thing, though. If you're philosophically going away from something that you've done for 20 years, okay, and, you know, maybe it's not prudent to just, you know, flip it immediately. You know, maybe it needs a little, you know, transition period, and that's the smarter way to go. And I would, you know, probably agree with that. You just can't go all in right away. I would agree with that in some respects. But again, if this was a normal season, I can see a slower transition. But it was all set up to go in. Like, this was the year. This could have been the greatest year in Rays history had you been a little bit more aggressive. And who's to know if Hunter Goodman even works out? He does strike out a lot. But he is also, you know, he also has 33 home runs.
Can I offer another option for the greatest offseason trade deadline deal in Rays history than this?
If you come at me with Nelson Cruz, I'm like, come on.
2018, what? JP.
Yeah.
Chris Archer to the Pirates for Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows, and Shane Baz as the player to be identified later.
And then what that turned into, we could go down the machinations, which was insanely good. Well, yeah. Well, that was the biggest fleecing in history. Yes. Going the other way. Getting players back, prospects back.
Right.
So, yeah, you could argue that. Absolutely, 100%. You'd be right. But that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for the best deadline ever is what we acquired in terms of prospects. It's now time to, at some point, if you're going to win a World Series, at some point, you've got to go all in. Because somebody's doing it. Somebody's going to do it. Actually, multiple teams will do it. And I think you saw that.
Sure.
And it's going to happen every year. You're going to, as we said, look, do you think the Red Sox are standing pat? Hell no. You think the Yankees are standing pat? Hell no. And they made huge additions. Huge.
By the way, JP, I have a theory, and this is nothing against the Rays. Because obviously my Rangers are not going to the postseason as it looks now, and I will be cheering for the Rays in the AL. I have a reason why we should all be cheering for the Dodgers to win the World Series again.
to get some competitive balance.
Because if the Dodgers win a third straight World Series, there is no question that there will be a salary cap next year. Or in
I
the
agree.
CBA.
I agree.
If they don't, it is more ammunition for the anti-salary cap guys. Well, look, no, another minor market team won. We don't need a cap.
Well, you don't think an organization would try and cook an outcome just to make more money or get their way. Like a league wouldn't do that.
Major League Baseball, Mike.
They would never try to affect how games are played and how things turn out just to make more money and get better ratings. That would never.
No way that's ever happened before.
Never. See Bert Emanuel catch.
NBA draft lottery.
Yeah. We could go on and on. FIFA. All right, let's take a break. We went a little long there. Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get to football and more of your comments. We love you guys chiming in, so you're a big part of the show. We appreciate you very much. We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa as our first hour presenting sponsor, which, by the way, you buy a car now, no payments for 90 days. 90 days if you buy a car through August. That's a big deal. Imagine what you could spend all that money on. That's a good deal. And they're making great deals over there. They're giving you well over Blue Book value for your car. And you can get a GV70 like I did. Very reasonable price. I got a used one. And it absolutely feels like 100% new. Absolutely love that car, that GV70. That's the one everybody's talking about. It's overperforms. The value in that, just go test drive it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Absolutely top of the line experience, not top of the line price. And that's the way all the Genesis cars are, in my humble opinion. Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing done right.
Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% 4% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source Diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, I'm going to have to call a little audible here. There's so many comments on baseball. We're going to stick with that and get to all the comments, and then we'll get to football at the top of the 11. Big O will be joining us and late in the show to talk some more baseball. So sorry, football guys, we're just going to do this for a little bit more. Thanks you to the great folks at Riveters. Great place to watch Rays baseball game. The only place really, because it's always happy hour when the Rays are on. $6 Jack, $6 Tito, $6 margaritas. Come on. And you get the great food at Riveters, which, by the way, I was there the other day. Had the Reuben, which has gone viral. Absolutely incredible. 8 hours of smoked corned beef, and they put it on the marble rye with the onions and sauerkraut. And, it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Not to mention the wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It's all there for you. The best place to watch sports in all of Tampa Bay. It's Riveters right there. Just north of 275, just south of the stadium on Dale Mabry. I got a good laugh out of this, Timmy. I don't know if you've seen this. John Morgan from Orlando put out the day that the Orlando Dreamers put out their new renderings, which we'll get to in a second. He says the next chapter of baseball, the John Morgans. You see this? This is his concept. Okay. Justice Field, downtown Orlando. Justice Field.
Oh, my.
The John Morgans. Could this guy be more of a narcissist than anything?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. The John Morgans. Hashtag law play ball. Now, this guy is the ultimate marketer, though. Team Facts, Division AL East. Founded expansion proposal. You want to be expanded into the AL East? Get out of here. You know what you're trying to do. Take our Rays.
Wow.
The mascot is what? The gavel. The gavel. The guy running around. It looks like John Morgan with a gavel. Good God. And then our boy Mark Topkin retweets the Orlando Dreamers renderings. I kid you not. So Topper, listen, he's a reporter. It's topical, right? So I'm trying to find this one. He got some shit for this too. The Orlando Dreamers putting out their actually Darren Stolp. Yeah, this is their new renderings there. Johnny Damon's playing first base again. I don't know if you got to look at all the.
Oh my gosh.
The Orlando Dreamers. The score is 3-2. The team on the bottom is the home team, right? Always.
Yeah, but not in this picture.
No, it is, but they're losing 3-2. So you put out renderings, but they have the Orlando Dreamers on the top. Because they don't know anything about baseball,
right? Or sports.
Yeah, and it's a picture of Johnny Damon playing in a Dreamers uniform. I think he's a little old for that, but
wow.
Yeah. Like when you were gonna put out renderings, like what are we doing? Like it's so amateurish and cheap. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got that.
I mean, it fits their name perfect, though, right? Dreamers. It's just a big.
It's a double-A city. It always has been. You know, it always has been. And even then, when they had their double-A team there, they couldn't keep it. So they couldn't support a double-A team, and they couldn't support spring training in Disney. But it's a great baseball city. It's a great baseball city. Everybody's going to turn out. Okay. Good luck with that. All right, back to you guys. And Greg said 33-770 says, maybe we should have never traded away Brandon Lau in the offseason. Oops. Yeah.
Seemed like the thing to do at the time.
Yeah, it was for that. Sell high. I don't think we got enough back for him, but had they kept him, payroll would be 11, 12,000 million more. But man, what a lineup we would have right now. That would be the missing piece. So as much as we love Eric Neander, unfortunately he listened to me and traded Brandon Lau. And that would have been, can you imagine this lineup right now, especially adding Liam Hicks? If you had Brandon Lau and Hicks in this lineup. Wow. Bucs 220 says, because they didn't trade for second baseman, do you think that means Gavin Lux might be coming back or lost cause? As I mentioned, he was moved to the 60-day DL and taken off his rehab assignment a couple weeks ago. I haven't really heard what happened to him. I think it was more the sore shoulder. But I think it would be a stretch. Maybe they think he's coming back, though. It could be. Alejandro says, Timmy, you're right, but just because you have big name players and household names doesn't mean you're going to always win. Nope. The Dodgers after 2020 didn't win the World Series until 3 years later. Yeah, and they were, a bad jump away from losing to Toronto in the World Series.
Well, they got cheated out of one by Houston, though, too.
That's true, too. So, yeah. Pusheisty says, we don't know what Neander offered. I think we're in good shape. Yeah, we are. I think it went up to the final deadline. So I think he must have offered a lot, but it just wasn't enough. And, I just have to know what they were asking for to say whether he made the right decision or not, in my opinion. I mean, Eric, we trust him. On par, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty damn good. Not perfect, but nobody is. What else we got here? Lonnie Wilkins says prospect hugging is for rebuilding. And once you're there, like the Rays, are you going to go all in? Stop being an algorithm and be a threat. Whoa! Timmy, I think that makes the quote board right there. Stop being an algorithm and be a threat. I like that, Lonnie.
I like algorithms. I like to say the word algorithm.
I like threats. I like stop being an algorithm, be a threat.
There was a guy I used to work with.
It sounds like something Gruden would say. Hey, man, stop being an algorithm.
He called it
a threat.
Called it an algorithm. Because he couldn't say the word.
The Brewers are getting dragged nationally for not going in on Scooball. Yeah. That Scooball thing, though, is a little screwball.
It's sketchy to me.
Sketchy as hell. Bucs Skull Game says maybe we're saving the prospects, JP. Yeah, ain't no doubt about that. We definitely are.
Saving them for what?
For what? Prospects are used to go get good players. When you're in the situation, that's when you do it. That's when you go all in. It never looks better than this. It's like when, back in Top Gun, when they were trying to get Mav to re-engage. They were giving him some sitting ducks. Doesn't look any better than that. I'll fire when I'm ready.
I'll fire when I am GD, good and ready. You got that? I can quote the whole movie if you want me to.
It doesn't look any better than that. Yep, that's right. You got to get him to engage. But Neander just couldn't do it. Come on, Goose. Greg says, I'd rather go for it all, trade all the prospects. I don't care. Why play just to play? Haven't we done that enough? You don't want to win it all? Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. Drew Lang, welcome in, says Liam Hicks, great addition, but can't start him against left-handed pitching. How does he play in a playoff series against Boston's left-handed starting pitchers? Against Fried with the Yankees, our top addition may not even be in the lineup for the biggest games. Yeah. Now, of course, Cash will say, well, I can save him for the bullpen when they bring in their bullpen, but those guys are nasty. Yeah. So, but I agree. I mean, that was my whole point. And when we got, I mean, everybody was asking, like, you know, Liam Hicks was, again, Pudge Rodriguez or even Hunter Goodman. And I was just pointing out he's not. You know, if Shea Langoliers doesn't get hurt, it makes one more catcher available, one more big time young slugging catcher available. And I think, Colorado got in a place where they had the only one, not the only one, but the best one. And there wasn't another place to go. We couldn't play them against the A's. And I think that hurt the whole dynamic. Yeah. St. Pete Pat says it's easy to give up prospects, but are we overvaluing our prospects to other teams? Yeah, that's the point. And I think the consensus here is today that we are. And again, that was yesteryear, and I understood the philosophy. Didn't like it, but I understood it. So this is supposed to be a new day and a new philosophy. But again, I understand baby steps. Rick says, JP, I don't want to sound like a whiny elitist. Waiter, that steak is too big, too much butter on my lobster, and my cleaning lady is late. I don't think I'm sounding that whiny, but it's pretty whiny. Thomas Casper says, yeah, it was a 5-year ambulances, not fire trucks. Wolstall created that stupid falsehood. I can't get my stupidity straight when they make stupid comments, Thomas. I'm sorry. There's so many dumb comments that have come out of this ballpark campaign that I can't keep them all straight. Silly stuff. This one from Thomas Casper says the Rays trades get a B. Should have brought back Randy. Not so fast, my friend. That was going to be a clubhouse disaster.
You know who could really help this team right now, JP? I know you'll agree. Christopher Morel. JP's arch nemesis.
Get out of here with that. Is he even still in the league?
He's with the Marlins still, right?
I don't know. I think they DFA'd him by now, haven't they? Maybe. I don't know. Pooh Shiesty says, one of our Petermans, no guarantee that prospects will pay off in the bigs. Might be worth giving up some minor leaguers for someone who has proven it at the MLB level. That's what I always say. I mean, look at Carson Williams. He was a can't miss. And he gets up here and he can't hit. I'm not giving up on the guy, but it's just been, he's got holes in his swing. And he's not, he just has not played well at the major league level. We're not, it hasn't been a big enough sample size, in my opinion, but he'll get an opportunity at some point. Or maybe I think at this point we're trying to trade him, and apparently nobody wants him. Joel Forsland says, who do you want? Other than Adley, whose price was too much, who should we have traded for to big back? Hunter Goodman. And again, like Rushman, the compensation was significant, but who's to say what's too much? If you have it, and every team is different. If you've only got a few prospects, then giving up your top guys is tough to do. The Rays have a plethora of prospects. So it's, everybody's situation is different. You can't just put a blanket over this situation. It's different. In my opinion, this whole situation was different. And, you can have your overarching philosophies, as a club. I get that. These are your core principles. But if you're a good GM, I think you look at every situation differently. They're all different factors that are going to go into it. And then you make your evaluation based on that, not by, okay, algorithm says that, because there are websites out there that will assign value to every one of these minor league players and give them a number and then say, there's this much millions, and they put a number on it and they decide whether the trade was good or not, who won the trade. But the problem is you guys are taking these very subjective numbers, extremely subjective numbers as truth and gospel. And the bottom line is, if you're trying to put a number on a guy's worth in the major leagues who's still in AA, you have no fucking idea what he's worth. None. Don't try to, you can put up your little website and put all your algorithms in there, but I'm sorry. You're not with any near accuracy whatsoever. You're predicting a hurricane 2 months out, the day and the place it's going to hit. Sorry. So, and I think a lot of fans fall into this. Oh, look at the numbers on this. That guy's at 19. Where do you get that? What is that based on? A lot of numbers, I get it, but it's these are human beings that when they come to the big leagues, the lights are too bright. They can't handle it mentally. So these numbers that you're affixing to these prospects are not accurate. They're not, unless you can see the future, which you can't, then I'm sorry. It's not that accurate. And a lot of you take it for absolute gospel. Somebody put up a list of the Rays prospects back in like 2018. And the list was like, and there was like 3 of those guys. And when there was somebody, oh, we can't trade that guy. We can't trade that guy. Guy never even made it to the bigs. And when he got there, he's already done. But these websites were very sure that they were going to be really good major leaguers. No, I don't believe
you can't tell. I mean, sometimes you have an idea, but you just can't tell with most of these guys.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. We can't get to all of your thoughts. One more. I'll put this one up. TB Sports 1212 says the main reason Hicks didn't play most days at catcher was because their other catcher, Joe Mack, is an elite defender. Neander said Hicks will primarily play catcher. Yeah. But again, if you're not playing catcher on a daily basis, how can you project that guy defensively when he's exposed more and more? And again, this looks like a platoon situation.
Yeah.
Regardless, because the guy cannot hit lefties. So again, I understand why he wasn't starting, but I also but for those of you who are saying he's an everyday catcher, where's the proof? And if you're going to give up a lot for a guy, I want a starting catcher. Too much to ask? Who can play against righties and lefties? Yeah, it's going to cost you more, but again, we have more to give. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side, get into some Bucs talk. We'll get Big O's thoughts a little bit later on in the show. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, soon to be AJ Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but you're going to get the bigger company, a lot more options. They're going to save you more money, but you're going to get the same customer service you've been used to for over 60 years. One of the great small businesses in our area, Italiano Insurance, now becoming AJ Gallagher Insurance here locally. 813-877-7799. Have them shop around your business insurance. Make sure you have that, because you could be risking your personal fortune if you do not, if you get sued. And make sure you have enough homeowners insurance. 40% of you are underinsured. These are the things they take care of at Italiano Insurance. They do all the work. You save all the money, and they make sure you're covered correctly. 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC. Yes, and you get the special, the maintenance special, $169. They'll come out twice. Make sure your drain line is cleared, you're good to go, and make sure everything is working on your unit. So it is working at its peak perfection. American Standard Heating and Cooling, that's the units that they use if you need a new one. They offer 0% financing, but those are the best units for Florida with the heat, their efficiency, their durability. That's why they use American Standard Heating and Cooling. Those two guys, Third Generation Plumbing, American Standard, your dynamic duo for your HVAC needs. Just go to the website, thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and get that maintenance special. Tell them JP sent you, please. Appreciate that. Wait, Alejandro's a new member? I thought he was already a member. You're already a member? Well, you are now.
Maybe he's joining with all of his profiles.
All right. Bucking 220. Stop being an algorithm, be a threat is awesome. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. All right, let's talk a little Buccaneers. And was out there yesterday from the pouring rain, and then they finally went indoors and got some work done. And we kind of zeroed in on Josiah Trotter. I really wanted to watch him and how he moves out there. And I'm very impressed with the way this kid plays. You know, he comes from a great pedigree. His dad played in the league for many, many years. He's got physical skills and size that we have not really had.
His brother's pretty good too.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, good pedigree, serious football players. But when it comes to linebackers, Timmy, it's all about instinct. It's all about instinct. And, I shouldn't say all. I mean, you got to have some nice size and speed to play in the NFL. That's what makes you an elite player. So he's already got that. He's got the measurables. He's the athlete that you want. But then you get a kid who's obviously, tutored well from his dad, knows how to comport himself as a pro. Everybody raves about that. So I wanted to hear you, Anzalone, talk about him. We got Anzalone yesterday. I'm going to try to find it. It's about a minute in. I don't think I can fast forward this. So we'll just listen in.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely sets the tone. It takes some, kind of get the juices flowing a little bit, take some time, and we'll get better as we get going. But as we get going, and it's, we'll continue to grow and continue to get more physical as the training camp goes along. And it's not necessarily how you play on the first day of pads; it's on day 12. So that's kind of the thought process.
Is this a day the defense waits, the offense fears?
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't say necessarily the O-line and some of the guys, blocking tight ends, but it definitely gets a little bit different for, the crossing routes and some of the runs that look like they're free, but now when pads come on, they're not. So it changes up things a little bit.
Looks like you guys did a pretty good job against the run. Did you see Trotter make some plays in there?
Yeah. Some good plays too, not just some typical zone plays. He got some gap scheme plays where he had to read the pulling guard, and he's a good heady player, so it's not super shocking to me.
Does he have that speed where he sees a little seam he can get
for sure. He has from what I can tell, he has a really good trigger, and as an inside linebacker, that's what you want.
Alex, how quickly have you been able to pick up the playbook on Todd so far?
How quickly are you picking up the playbook?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all relative, right? So, I just picked it up at my own pace and learning multiple spots and different coverages and different blitzes and things of that nature. And once you understand, the whole picture, it's easy to move around in the defense and play different spots. So that's really how I learned it from a conceptual standpoint.
That was the first day of pads, but you guys feel like you're in a good spot right now, guys, when you get closer to preseason game?
Yeah, I mean, it's a marathon, so we have a long way to go. So in my mind, there's really no light at the end of the tunnel yet. So, we're just taking it one day at a time, and you don't really look at the big picture when you go through training camp. You just take it a day at a time and focus on fixing the mistakes from the day before.
Alex, you played against this offensive line when they're all together.
Yeah.
And they're back together. And you see this. How good are they?
They're good. One, I'd say they're big, so they're no undersized guys. They're athletic. They got, obviously Tristan hasn't been practicing yet, but guys that can move and they're athletic, and guards that can climb to the second level. Graham's a really good center in the league, so I think that they have a lot of potential, and they just have to continue growing together. Be the best they can be.
Alex, I know you're taking in a new defense. When you look at
All right, there's Alex Anzalone, and a couple things there. You heard him talk about the trigger for Josiah Trotter, and that's what makes great linebackers. And Devin White had that when he was young, before he got all messed up in the head. And that's something that's really going to help this run defense. Now, number one, you need to get Vita Vea back. You can't play this. If you're going to try to play the season without Vita Vea, it's going to be a disaster. I don't care what you say, but with Vita Vea in there and a linebacker like that, and he can also help you in, which was the biggest deficiency for the Bucs last year, which is coverage out of the backfield. That was an absolute Achilles heel for this defense, and coverage over the middle. So you've got two completely new linebackers that are more athletic, bigger, bring more thump. And I think they really wanted to upgrade that position, and we think they did. When the game starts, that's when we'll know. I mean, Levante David was at his best when the game was on, but obviously last year he wasn't the Levante David of old. So even the fact that Anzalone comes in and is almost as old, that should be an upgrade. He's bigger, faster. I don't know if he's faster than Levante, but he's a good athlete. He get out there and cover. Yeah. So but Trotter to me is the key. If he can really step in and be a playmaker at that position, man, that really changes the dynamic of your defense, especially when, defensive coordinators, their go-to was, all right, let's just isolate a linebacker in the flat and go get 15 yards. Just like that. And it's not that hard. But hopefully this will be different. And I think that's a big part of the defense. And you heard Anzalone talking about getting the pads on. And, it's just, those are the days when, the linemen think maybe they've been getting away with some stuff. But when the pads come on, it's just a little bit different. Now, also, the pads coming on makes it different for offensive players blocking guys like Ruben Bain. So we wanted to know from a guy who goes up against Bain a lot, which would be Cade Otton and also some of the tackles, what is Bain like? Here's Cade Otton talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has great pad level, a great get-off. And we talk about it a lot as an offense. Like, he's going to be a dude for us. Like, he's going to be a big game changer. And that's great for us to get that work as tight ends. As a guy that we feel really confident is going to be a huge player for us. And, against other guys on the edge too, like Yaya, like those are great players. And we relish the competition as tight ends.
We heard several offensive linemen talk about implementing wide zone this season. What makes you confident that it's going to go a lot smoother this time around?
I think Coach Robinson's commitment to it has instilled confidence in us as a unit. And I think just as we continue to get reps at it, especially with pads on, like we talked about it just felt a little different today. With you're actually having to move guys at the point of attack who are coming off low pad level, like really hitting you. And so that's just different than OTAs with no shoulder pads on. And so we're going to keep working at it. But I feel like he has a great vision for how that will marry up with our play action game, with our gap scheme.
So that's him talking about Zach Robinson's wide zone scheme. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, and I think it's a great setup. It's something that Baker does really well when he pulls the ball and bootlegs out, and he can throw well on the run. He can make plays just like 2024. I think this offense is absolutely perfectly made for him. I don't like seeing Baker having to stand in the pocket, especially when that pocket is crumbling through the middle with the guards that we had last year, and Barton was not playing well. That it looked like he was stuck in mud at sometimes. Get him on the move, get these offensive linemen on the move. It's a much better fit for all these guys. The linemen like it more. Baker likes it more. It's just way better in my opinion. All right. That's just some of the things that are going on at camp. Give you a little bit from Bain yesterday. We love Bain. His whole family was out there. He's got the Tampa.
Wait for the pads to come on. How did that feel? How do you think you did today?
Felt good. Another day in the base, so I was happy just to be out here, getting out there with the guys, going against Luke the whole line, honestly. Now I just feel like it's real football because Denny Smith always say everything we do is football-like. Now we playing real football.
Has there been anybody on the offensive line that's kind of been in here a little bit and go against them?
Oh, yeah, Luke, man. I go against Luke every day. I feel like we battle each and every day. He get the best of me, and I get to grow from that, I get to learn and experience from one of the best in the game right now, and I take that. I don't take that for granted at all. And I'm coming in each and every day trying to get better anytime I can and asking for pointers, seeing what I'm giving away. Like today, as soon as I get off the field, grabbing the iPad, I run over to him, see what he see, and go back over Yaya, talk it all up, and just try to grow from that every time.
How nice is it to have your family here and all that support?
Oh, it's amazing, man. It will give me a glimpse of college. I feel like college is just continuing on from that step. I know that would be something that's happening as often as it can. I know they can't come to practice throughout the season like I could in college, but they support me as much as they can, as much as I possibly want them to.
How many families and friends?
So Ruben Bain talking about his family and getting used to pads in the NFL. And I asked him about, speed's always different. People say that. Is the thump any different? And he said, nah, not really. For him, playing at the University of Miami, obviously they had a ton of draft picks, especially along the offensive line. He knows the talent level he's going up against. Listen, there's going to be a learning curve for Ruben Bain. He's not, getting double-digit sacks in your rookie year is damn near impossible. Even the best haven't been able to do that. So let's chill a little bit on the double-digit sacks. What you want is overall more pressure on the quarterback, especially with 4. And with Vita, Cansey, Yaya, and Bain, that should be enough to get pressure with 4 guys, which means Bowles can blitz when he wants, not because he has to, and that's a whole game changer. So good to, I think the defense should be markedly better. Plus the defensive scheme change. I've asked a lot about that. The guys they're not going to give you specifics, but their eyes brighten up. They whatever scheme changes Bowles has made, these guys really like it. Winfield kind of intimated that he's more free to roam a little bit and go make plays, which I like. Get him back to being that instinctual guy that's not covering up for everybody else's mistakes, and let him go play. And I think just in general, the corners are talking about being more aggressive, having more room to jump routes, and being playing less safe. All things I think that are great. Now, we've heard a little bit of this before, and it didn't really come to fruition, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. All right, back to the you great folks. Boo Shicey says the Bucs are favorite to win the NFC South at plus 164. The Aints are number 2 at plus 265. So take that, Timmy.
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing though? Clearly the Bucs are going to be, the favorite across all of your betting platforms. But man, I don't know why, but the Saints are literally on all of them. If you go look at FanDuel, go look at DraftKings, Caesars, wherever you want to go look. Over the course of the summer, the Saints are gaining somehow odds-wise. I don't know if it's just steering bets towards them or what the situation is, but they're sneaking up on the Bucs. I don't understand the hatred for the Panthers. You're defending,
I think they
division
got
champions.
I think they got a lot better.
I thought they did too. Maybe it's just, you don't know about Bryce Young, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah.
I mean, Dave Canales certainly is not on the hot seat right now after just winning a division, but so I don't know. I don't understand the love that the Saints are getting, because I'm still not a Tyler Shuck believer. I watched him play way too much in college to believe he's an NFL quarterback, but my eyeball test from last year, he got better. So I don't know.
By the way, breaking news this morning, Bijan Robinson got his deal.
Reset the market.
3 years, $75 million.
Is it 55 guaranteed?
Yeah, about that, yeah. So at least somebody in this division is paying their stars.
Yeah, he's by far there. I mean, he is their offense, right?
Yeah, but Vita Vea is our defense. And I know he's a lot younger. I get it. But again, know your players, know who they are, what they bring to the table. Listen, I was watching a couple things yesterday, and listening to people talk about Baker Mayfield. My good friend Drew Garabo on 102.5 The Bone was crushing Baker for turning down a $100 million contract. And I was like people are calling it like, yeah, with this economy, how could anybody turn down $100 million? All right, people. All right. We're talking about two different things here. Okay. You can't be comparing your situation to professional athletes. You have to compare apples to apples. And when you compare apples to apples in the NFL, Baker's getting the short end of the stick. Is anybody worth $100 million? The hell no. But and then when you're talking about it's what people are willing to pay. This is the NFL. They make gazillions of dollars. Franchise quarterbacks get this much money. This is the term of their deal. The Bucs are not doing that. And I've made the Baker case. I get the case for the Bucs. Sure. You want to play hardball and protect yourself against injury. Yeah, you can do this. Sure you can. But it doesn't help build your culture. And that's what a lot of people don't see. I think it's anti-culture. And I think that's important. I may be wrong. And look, he's going to go out and play his ass off. We know that. But what kind of message are you sending to the locker room, to everybody? And it's not just this. It's Mike Evans. It's retaining Ty Bowles, what they're doing with Vita Vea. There's a lot of this going on. It's a lot of this going on that the fans are not pleased about. And I don't blame them. And you look at the Falcons and listen, when you have a franchise player and he's the face of your franchise, you effing pay him. Because listen, if the Bucs were to pay Baker for the next 2 years at $100 million, okay, he's looking for 170, probably a Brock Purdy type deal guaranteed for 3 or 4 years. How much are you really saving? Because then if he does play well, you're going to want him a third year. Then you to extend him. I mean, you're just playing a silly game here, in my opinion. And but I see both sides of it. If you're, from and like I said, do you want a team full of mercenaries or a team that's bought in on the same page with management and ownership? Because you're treating these guys like mercenaries.
Yeah.
And that's where I think you get into trouble as an organization. We did that for a long time, and it was a lost decade or more. And then Brady came in, changed the culture, and we really had something good going. And I think in this last year, by going cheap, you've turned that into something different, in my opinion. And Nathan Elliott says Devin White has the size, speed, and strength, but lacks common sense and instinct. Trotter looks great. I agree with you. Rick says, did you ask Anzalone about being replaced by Devin White in Detroit? I don't think he was specifically replaced by Devin White, but they let him go. Alejandro says, well, Mike Evans is officially injured with a severe quad injury, and it sucks for him and the 49ers, but they're going to go nowhere. But they did make playoffs even with all the injuries to everyone. Yeah, they did.
That substation strikes again.
Yeah. And even their coach gets injured. Jesus Christ. Man Bear Pig says, thank you to the News Rays ownership getting players on the trade deadline. There we go. Rick says, Tim, everyone loves Ellen Moore. Who could not like someone named Ellen, a man named Ellen?
That's so great. Ellen
Fantastic. Moore. Speaking of a man named Ellen, have you seen these WNBA coaches and what they're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
You're in a league.
This league is dooming itself. This league does not want to exist. I'm convinced.
You want to talk about self-inflicted wounds?
I mean, we didn't even talk about the betting thing.
The betting thing? Wait, what? What was that?
The video.
Oh, yeah.
The league posted of Angel Reese and Paige Beckers making a bet about their game.
With cash in hand.
And by the way, Paige Beckers does not know how gambling works because she was very confused in that video.
Which is good.
So if we win, you get money or I get money. It was funny. But that is illegal. It's against league policy. And they posted a video of them negotiating it.
Listen, I know it was a fun thing. We all know it was a fun thing. It wasn't serious. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Who's running this circus, man?
God, it is a circus, man.
And you say your coaches are sitting up because all the coaches are getting the questions now because of Sophie Cunningham. Dare came out and said that men should not be playing in women's sports.
Right.
Then one of the coaches wears this trans kids. I support trans kids.
Yeah.
First of all, trans kids. Come on. What are we doing? I thought we're past that. So you want to, and then another one's like, I know what it's like to be excluded because of my race and my height. Because this particular coach was evidently a smaller player and she was I don't even know what your ethnicity, which hers was, I don't know, Filipino. I don't know what it is. Asian, who knows? Who cares? Nobody cares in sports. Nobody cares what your nationality. Nobody cares. Can you play or can you not? And she's like, yeah, I never want anybody to be excluded.
Yeah. That's the one that comes to my mind when they asked her, should men be allowed in women's basketball?
Yeah.
Her answer, and this is verbatim what she said, I don't think exclusion is ever the answer.
Right.
That is her quote. I don't believe exclusion is. Are you freaking kidding me? No, it is the answer sometimes.
You're a women's league. As far as we know, no, we haven't had a trans player in the WNBA, although Brittany Griner will test the limit. Test the limits.
Oh yeah, we have had one, and it's Brittany Griner.
We've all kind of said, wait a minute. Hold on now. But you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. You know, Clay Travis came up. He goes, I'm starting an expansion team, the Nashville Balls, and all of my players are going to have balls. And we're all. I'm going to go strictly trans woman, and have a bench full of dudes in women's clothing.
Is this like the all steroid games too that we were talking about?
Yes, the enhanced games.
Enhanced games, yeah.
He goes and he's like, I think I'm going to do pretty well. I saw something yesterday, and this woman literally said, this basketball coach at WNBA said, there's no proof that just because you're a man, you're going to be bigger, faster, stronger than women.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you like? What are you talking about?
Like, how is that a thing?
Here, this is truth. In 1988, FloJo ran a 10, a 10.68, 100 meters, or 10.88, 100 meters, which is still the stands as the women's world record. Over 1,000 high school boys ran under that just last year. Over 1,000.
High school, they're not even fully developed. They're in high school.
1,000. And yet you people want to just deny this basic biology. And it's a 90-10 issue. And you want the leaders of the people that are coaching to stand up and say, yeah, it's fine if a man plays in a woman's game. Like what? Like how do we take you seriously?
You can't.
As a league. Not to mention what you're doing to Caitlin Clark. Like what are you talking about?
Man, I'm telling you right now, if Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, whoever their friends are in this league, and I know they have some, they're not all against Caitlin Clark. If they all got together and said, you know what, screw y'all, and started their own league, even if it was like a 3-on-3, like they have the men, that 3-on-3 league is for the guys, that whoever that rapper is started up, that would be more successful than the WNBA.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have to be supported by the NBA. They could do it on their own.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably watch that.
I just, common sense has just gone straight out the window.
It's gone.
Yeah. And it's just, and all for these agenda driven things. Aviation says, I was in the kitchen at my job the other week and there was a Yeti cup with a sticker that read, trans kids have rights too. And this is what, bothers me is, do I want a trans kid? First of all, I mean, should we be encouraging kids to go down these paths of mutilation and paying for it with taxpayer? No, we should not. That's crazy stuff. Kids, I mean, they're kids. Their brains are not fully developed. As parents, we're supposed to, it's your job. I mean, I was walking downtown the other day. There was some type of convention, and I see this mom checking in a hotel with her teenage daughter who's dressed like a cat. She's got a tail. She's what we call a furry. And I'm like, how can you allow your child how do you feed into that? Like, feed into it.
Wow.
Because you want to be their friend. You don't want to upset them. It's like, no, you're not a cat. You're not a cat. You are a little girl and you need to behave like it. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, come on, parents need to be parents. But I don't, do I want a kid not to be included? Listen, if it's the middle school basketball team, no, of course I want them to be included. Of course we do. We won't want them to feel bad about themselves. I mean, I totally get that. I'm completely compassionate for what kids, what they're feeling. But I think you have some responsibilities as a parent to understand what's going on here and not let your kids run your show. That's not parenting. That's not parenting. The kid gets to 18, 19 years old and still feels like he's a cat. Okay, indulge it a little bit, but not when they're 10. They don't know what
have to take them out in public.
No, they have no idea. I mean, and the stuff that they're exposed to online, of course, I get, but your job as a parent is to say, hey, no, this is a real world we live in. And this is going to make a really, really hard life for you if you think you're a cat. That's going to be hard.
You can be compassionate and be realistic with them at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That wouldn't be the approach I would take, but
yeah. Rick says, just goes to show you give women money, power, and limelight, and you get a reality show on the WB network. Oh, the men have their drama too. Let's not be fooled. Although I did love what Aaron Rodgers said yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, calling out ESPN.
So great. On ESPN.
On ESPN. How much do you think they love that? I think Pat loves it. I think Pat loves it.
He didn't act like he was super comfortable, but I bet you he loves the attention the show's getting.
Yeah, if you want to grab that clip, and we can play it. Let's take a break, and Big O's coming in here a little bit. Maybe we can throw that clip up because I couldn't stop laughing. He made some very good points, Timmy. Made some very good points. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We are brought to you by the Gold and Diamond Source. Hey, if you're looking for that ring, you know where to go, right? It's the Gold and Diamond Source. It's the only place they sell real diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. It's a really bad idea. They have the best selection, 5, 10, 20 karat diamonds, like crazy stuff over there. And they're not going to try to get you into something that you can't afford. A lot of people will upsell you. And a lot of other places you go, or if you're trying to buy a diamond online, you have no idea if it's real. No idea. You better go someplace that you can trust, that's been in business for over 40 years. That's the Gold and Diamond Source. 0% financing as well. All that stuff at the Gold and Diamond Source. And it's just fun to hang out there. I mean, it's really nice inside. They got tons of bling around there. And get you something nice. It's the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, just over the bridge if you're coming from Tampa. Back in 3. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000. And all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, the Gold and Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. So don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Gold and Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Gold and Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Gold and Diamond Source. So if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source Diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Oh, God, it's a throwdown in the studio going down. And this Big O and I are going to go at it. This is going to be fun.
Come on. I walked right into this dude. I got to straighten him out. You and me are going to drop the receipts on him.
All right.
All right. Drop receipts on this old man.
I got to get...
Old man.
Wow. And I'm older than he is. That's the scary part.
It's getting ugly. Oh, God, I got to bring up your camera. Your camera doesn't even want you.
No. I want to talk to you. But
yes,
I know you. Yeah, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm very good. I'm ecstatic about what happened. You saw the promo I sent you. In fact,
when
we start talking after he gets off the Aaron Rodgers news, which he needs to report. Then I want you to pull up the promo for my show because I need to show it.
Evidently, we traded for Pudge Rodriguez.
No, here he comes. Here he comes, dude. He's starting already. Go ahead, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow, okay.
What was there, some news?
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he brought receipts. You remember during COVID at ESPN had to do 12 stories every day on him not being vaccinated because the NFL told him it was safe and effective and it wouldn't spread to the other players on the team.
Right.
Oh, that wasn't true.
Wait a second.
That wasn't true.
Hello.
And everybody grossed him and they ripped him daily.
Yeah. The NFL
wanted kicked out of the league.
The NFL now is pleading the fifth.
111 times. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, wait, as an organization, and the media, you made them all get vaccinated? Really? And that didn't turn out too well. So old Pat on Pat McAfee, which airs where? ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah. This is.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta love that guy.
Okay. Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Hey, it's back, baby.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You
times.
got a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House? What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And how much time did the network spend on that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding? Did they do even a minute? Did they do even a minute on Tony Fauci?
No, I don't think I've heard anything.
I bet they didn't.
But on that note,
and there was another scandal this offseason, too, involving a voter for MVP, for Coach of the Year. How much time did your network spend? Where's your camera? Did your network spend on that?
Network.
I wish how much time did you spend?
This is awesome.
Okay. Go back to Fauci? Yeah. Go back to the coward Tony Fauci and science? Who's spending the entire time writing in his diary about how fun it is to be famous? You got to be kidding me.
Okay, so on that note.
What are you going to say about me now?
Debate him.
What are you going to say about me now?
No, I got no debate here. You had a 500.
No, seriously, what are they going to say about me now? Now you can't talk about the COVID stuff because obviously it was made, in a lab in China. That's like not even questionable anymore. Tony Fauci is an absolute criminal. I'm on good terms with my family. I'm on good terms with my family. What are you going to say now? What are you going to say now?
I want to let you know. It's been a fun ride for you, I would assume, over the last couple.
It's been a great life and a great career. And it's nice to be sitting on this side now, especially after that coward played the fifth over 100 times.
Ow. Circled back numerous times.
You got to love that.
He kind of.
He's on good terms with his family now, too?
Yeah. That's big news.
Yeah, they all made up, yeah.
Hugging and
his girlfriend
he was completely.
The mysterious girlfriend is real. Wife now.
Yeah, they quietly got married.
Wow,
Brittany, and she was the bridge to the whole thing. I mean, we're talking from what all has been said over the years. They were estranged, like bad.
Yeah.
So they were hugging and stuff like that. God bless them, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
absolutely.
Family's family.
Reconciliation is a good thing.
A huge good thing.
Yeah.
If both parties are amicable and fair,
which in families you should be.
Not always the case.
Can't always do it. Yeah,
no, not always the case.
Yeah.
Like this family right here between.
Yeah, we got a family squabble.
We got a little bit of a squabble going on right now.
So no, and what's interesting? I was a little bit surprised how many of the Petermans supported my take here. And again, I think Liam Hicks is a dramatic upgrade to Fiducia. Although many people on Twitter can't read tweets and thought that's what I was saying. I was saying no. I think Hunter Goodman is a better player than Liam Hicks.
Right.
Obviously, you would have to give up a lot more to get Hunter Goodman. And my point was, why can't we all go? If you're ever going to go all in, this was the year to do it. Right. You don't get any hardware or banners for keeping your prospects. There's, as far as I know, there is nothing awarded every year for, hey, we kept our prospects. The prospects are for giving them away when you need to make moves. Mm-hmm. And in the old days, to make money for the previous regime, who would get those prospects, the good ones, play them when they're young and cheap.
Right.
And when they get expensive, trade them in for more young, cheap prospects so you can continue to stuff hundreds of millions of dollars into your pocket and spend 30% of your revenues like the Rays have done for 20 years. That's been their philosophy, to play meaningful games in September. And in this situation where you're 19, 20 games up, American League is mediocre. You got a shit ton of prospects. You got a salary floor coming where you can't play all your prospects and have a cheap team because it's not going to be allowed anymore. All of these things going into a situation where if there was ever a time to give up some of your top prospects, this was it. And shop at Neiman Marcus and go get a Hunter Goodwin instead of a Liam Hicks, who is at this particular time a below average defensive catcher who doesn't catch every day and is going to platoon.
Hasn't been catching every day. It's not a matter that he can't catch. Because I've done, some research and called some people down in Miami. He can catch. It's just that Joe Mack is what they feel is their future.
Yeah.
Stowers is not having that great a year. He's not having as good a year as Liam Hicks offensively is, but he did last year. So he's their future at first base. So he was caught in the triangle where he needed to, the triangle was DH, right?
And he'll get more opportunities.
And he'll get more opportunities. But
hopefully not against left-hand pitching.
First of all, Ramon, can you just put up real quick the promo so we can just promote the show coming up, because that was one of my favorite promos.
It was a good one. This is really good.
Yeah. So let me break that down. So I'm going to go to the middle one. I'm going to go to the middle one first because you brought up Liam Hicks. You have a problem with Liam Hicks, but all 3 deals were surgically done. In fact, I'm going to start calling Eric Neander Dr. Eric Neander. In fact, I think he needs to do some of the orthopedic surgeries instead of the guys that they're using.
Yes.
And do some of the arms and the knees, and they're going to rehab quicker.
I would agree with that.
So Dr. Eric Neander, because these were surgical moves. Number one, addressing Goodman. Yes, no doubt, 26 years old. I believe he's up to 33 home runs. Granted, remember, this is Colorado. You're talking,
he has as many home runs on the road as he does at home.
I'm not saying the kid, man, I've watched him. The kid's powerful as hell. I would have loved to have had him. I don't know if that's the guy that you give up the whole farm for, or as many that Colorado was going to want for a kid that's so controllable, so powerful.
We don't know what the cost
is. Not only do we not know what the cost is, we're not 100% sure what the upside. I'm going to give you one example. How many home runs did Cal Raleigh hit last year?
Oh, stop.
How many?
This guy's done it twice in a row.
How many?
63.
He hit 60 home runs last year. He doubled him in the last 2 years, pretty much, almost.
Yeah.
And an injury here or something like that. So you don't know to give up 3 of your super studs.
Well, you don't know if those guys are going to make it in the major leagues either.
Stop. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, Liam was taken. Okay. And I don't know who you are, JP. I don't know what you want. Maybe Baker on a guaranteed 3-year deal.
Yes,
maybe,
I would
maybe
like
you
that
want
as well.
a new stadium deal.
We can't have nice things.
Maybe you want that.
I guess we're Ocala.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. I will look for you.
Hitting left-handed pitching is not one of them.
I will find you, and I will crush any pitch that you have to throw.
Unless you're a left-hander.
Liam Neeson there. Listen, bottom line is that he crushes lefties. Not just hits well.
No, righties.
Righties.
Yeah.
Struggles against lefties, hitting 200 against lefties, hitting over 300 against righties. By the way, cumulatively hitting 297 with runner scoring position. What is my biggest statistic?
You like the RISP?
I love the RISP. Okay. What's probably my second biggest statistic for a everyday player? If you're not driving in runs, you better be scoring in runs. So what's the other one? On base percentage. He has almost a 360 on base percentage. Against righties, his on base percentage is almost at a 380 clip, and his slugging is at shy of a 500 clip. So you're talking about almost a guy that's at 900 clip in 274 at bats, half of a season worth of at bats against right-handers. So what are the most pitchers on the mound in the major leagues? Right-handers.
Right.
So he starts for me against every right-hander.
Yeah.
When they start a lefty and they go to a right-hander bullpen, you bring them back in.
You got a nice piece of the bullpen.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
I'm saying Liam, you can bring him in when he doesn't start. You got a nice piece coming off the bench.
Off the bench, exactly. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the kid.
We'll get to Sasquatch here.
We'll get to Sasquatch here in a second. Oh my! Can you believe this? He's just trying to throw. Like he's like off the top rope.
It's called a bit.
He's off the top rope, like Randy Macho Man Savage. He's just,
let me tell you, brother.
Yeah, brother. Liam Hicks is good.
You think we got better? We did.
So he crushes righties. The jury's still out defensively. Have our catchers been outstanding defensively anyway?
And Goodman's not great defensively either.
Exactly.
We saw that last night.
Yeah, you saw that last night. So to give up that much but you checked off the list of needing 2 things. More importantly, you needed a power bat, a run producer.
Absolutely.
This guy's got
100%,
more
100%.
walks than strikeouts.
Yeah.
By the way.
And 62 ribbies.
Yeah. The guy can put the ball in play with thump, right? And he can catch. Okay. Can't be much worse than what we've got out there already.
Agreed.
Yeah, some people are going to say, well, this is for, good 70 or 80 games last year was the catching tandem for the Florida Marlins. Listen, both guys have progressed, and that comes with, take it from experience from a guy who played for 15 years, hundreds and thousands of at bats, but definitely hundreds over the last couple of years. Nick Fortes is a much better hitter than I remembered last year.
Well, he's been hitting like freaking Thurman Munson in the past month.
280.
Yeah.
He's getting on base. He's driving in runs. I'd like to see him walk a little more. He's a little bit overly aggressive to play, but he's doing a fantastic job. So he's going to handle the lefties. He's going to Liam Hicks handles the righties. I think it checked off the list of run producer, extremely necessary without what? Uprooting your outfield play. And what was there, the only guy that I would have loved to have gotten was Ward.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yes.
That Seattle gets him. I would have loved to have gotten that guy. Dynamic guy, a Rays type of a hitter, but has some thump, not hitting as many home runs as he did last year, but really a quality, incredible, guy that fouls off pitches and frustrates you at the plate. Really good defensive, really good runner. Didn't get him. All right. So less than that. What was that?
Where did he go?
Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah. So didn't really hurt us as far as, competitive. He's still in the American League, but not in our division. So you get a run producer, needed a run producer, especially a guy that can hit. You can stick that guy behind Junior Caminero now.
Yep.
Now that's a little bit of a fear factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Needed.
And stop dogging short guys, by the way. I think that's that I'm telling you, man. Hey,
that's a 6'4" big brown Cuban. What do you got? Why are you supporting?
5'9". He's 5'9".
He's 5'9".
He's 5'9". So
big brown Cuban.
How tall was Pudge Rodriguez? I'm not putting the Hall of Famer in
the same place. 5'3".
He was 5'3", 5'4" at the most.
He was shorter than me, and I'm 6 feet tall. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm kidding. But listen, I thought the Rays were surgical. So if you work backwards off of Liam Hicks, the Freddie Peralta, and I'm jokingly say Freddie's not dead. That goes to a Curtis Mayfield for all you Petermans out there. If you wanted just to hear some cool funk from back in the 70s, the Curtis Mayfield 1972 Superfly. One of the top songs was Freddie's Dead. And I'm here to say that Freddie's not dead. And the reason for that, and this is very, very important. You're talking about a Freddie Peralta, not only was, fifth in Cy Young, but dominating as far as being, a strikeout specialist. Yeah, he gives up jacks because he throws a lot of fastballs. But he goes to the Mets, a Mets in disarray, a Mets that did not fire their manager they should have and gotten rid of everybody. But they got rid of the whole coaching staff, brought in a new pitching staff, new pitching coaches. So you have to kind of navigate through that. It hasn't worked out. Brutal. The guy's been, pitching way under what he really is worth. One of the things that I think is going to come back or at least be added to the fold, the changeup. So one of the things that's going to change is going to be the changeup. And
he's still got that fastball.
He's still throwing 95. And now you just got to get under the helm of a guru in Snyder. Knapp too, as assistant pitching coach, is fantastic. Rick Knapp, so he's going to get better. Let's give him a mulligan tonight. We'll see how he does. It is Colorado. His last few starts have been very pedestrian. 4 innings the last time out with a loss. But this guy is such a sleeper that it's just and you gave lower 30 in the 30 ranked level of picks for him or trade prospects. Nothing over dramatic, definitely not in the top 15, right? So, I mean, that alone is a win that was, again, surgically. I talked about Freddie Peralta last week and the week before on the shows. And I said, if you're not going to open up the floodgates for Tarek Skubal, then go after a Freddie Peralta. The two guys I would have loved to have had would be get Joe Ryan back because the way he's developed.
Or Ray.
Ray, possibly.
Yeah.
And they probably, rumors has it that they made some strong offers for that. But Peralta was right there in my number 2, number 3. I think that was a wonder. I think you're going to see Freddie Peralta shine. Oh, by the way, both those guys have reason to want to, deal these next 2 months and into October. One's going to be a free agent.
Right.
The other one going to go into next year, and that's Liam Hicks as a, third year in the major leagues going into arbitration. He has a great finish to the season. The team might tie him up or something to avoid arbitration. Yeah. So there's impetus there. Not only that, but you're coming from lesser teams. One's coming from a last place team. Talking about another last place team, that is tailor-made Tyler Wells. If you break down the 6'8" in the way that he pitches, 29% fastballs, on 26% cutters, 23% changeups. Is that the Rays pitching mode or what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Big time.
this is basically Nick Martinez. This is definitely Drew Rasmussen. A perfect guy to bring in to round out what has been kind of an unstable leading into the law firm of Kelly and Baker, right? So you needed that third hammer. You can't expect Manny Rodriguez, who's on rehab, to come right back, hasn't pitched in the big leagues in over a year, to just, dominate. So this pick, I think, is really, really interesting. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to give you a little quick breakdown on the Taylor Walls that I got to share with you.
Tyler Wells.
Taylor Walls. See? I'm thinking of a shortstop.
Did it again.
My boy.
This was genius. So basically, for minor leaguer loaner, in a sense, Michael Ferret, the Rays basically got back quality reliever in Tyler Wells, right? That's perfect for the way he pitches.
And we got him for next year, too.
We got him for next year.
Right.
Oh, by the way, they also got Caden Bodine. They got, who's number 3? Slater DeBrun, number 14. Austin Overn, number 9. The 26th competitive balance round A pick, which was the phenomenal shortstop Taj Marchant from South Carolina, who they gave $2.5 billion. Basically, all that for Shane Baz.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you break it down, they basically gave Shane Baz, loaned Ferret for a few months in the minor leagues, and got this guy Wells.
Ferret's going to be a good pitcher.
Ferret's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But you technically just kind of gave him back.
Yeah.
You got all those good guys, and their first round competitive balance pick, who's supposed to be a super stud. I tell you, I think they kind of really worked the system really well.
Well, and we'll talk about this on your show coming up at 12:30. And if you use those prospects,
that's the future usage that you can use in the winter.
Go get major league players,
100%.
Or obviously they come up and they play well.
Yeah, some of them might. I think you could see definitely a kid like Caden Bodine could be a potential catcher of the future.
Sure.
Switch hitting catcher who's crushing a AA now.
Yep.
He's not that far away. The other guys could be used and packaged. But I think all 3 picks checked off the 4 needs that they needed.
100%.
They needed.
This team got significantly better
without, kind of discombobulating their current roster, which, oh, by the way, is the best team in the American League.
I think we should explore that a little bit more, because every person you bring in means somebody's got to go, and you're a team that's 20 games over 500.
You know who left?
Fiducia
and Mr. Kimbrel.
Yeah,
who they DFA'd.
And had you brought in another bat,
and what's his name? Maybe you send down Roy Croft or whatever his name is. Who's abysmally, honestly.
Yeah, I think the only we'll get into this in your show.
We'll get into it
because we got lots.
But I thought it was surgical. I thought it was on point, and it wasn't. What I will say that it wasn't cheapy. Let's go. No, these guys are quantifiable potential guys that could take you to the promised land.
All right, one last thing on football. Danny Boy tells us that Zay Flowers is signed for 4 years, $140 million extension to remain in Baltimore. There they go again.
That's a good move. Good move for them.
Franchise guys and giving them guaranteed contracts.
4 years, how much?
Yeah, $140 million. Yeah.
But you know what? For Baltimore, though,
franchise, aren't they?
Oh,
for Baltimore,
yeah.
This is their first. I'll call this a hit. A first-round draft hit for them. In the last 10 years, they've drafted 4 receivers in the first round, and they've all flopped.
Except him.
This is their first hit.
Yeah. Well, again.
They're kind of like the Detroit Lions of wide receivers, right?
And he's a younger player, so it doesn't comp
to this is his first. Yeah, it's not his first non-rookie contract.
Or Baker, but it's not lost on me that it's the one of the big faces of the franchise that you take care of. When you're playing well and doing the right things, you should be rewarded. It's good. It definitely sells your culture better to other players, I would say. All right, let's thank you to all of you guys, all the VIP Petermans and the Petermans. Thank you guys for joining us. All of you who pitched in today. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe. Sign up, become a member. We got great things going on during football season. We'll be doing post-game shows just for you guys after we get done talking to the players and coaches. And we'll also be having some gatherings as well. And looks like the first one's going to be a watch party for the Buccaneers opener. We'll confirm that a little bit later on. So go to YouTube and subscribe. Have a great day, everybody. Big O Show coming up here in moments. Stay with us.
That big brown Cuban.